gal, welcome back to the channel. There are seasons of horse ownership where you're riding consistently, you're training hard, and you're making visible progress. And then there are seasons where life gets in the way. Work ramps up, weather turns south, energy gets low, and riding just becomes unrealistic. Right now, I am heading into one of those seasons. I'm an accountant in a public accounting office, and we are heading right into tax season, which means long hours, no days off, and very limited time and mental energy on my part. So today I want to talk about what I actually do when I am too busy to train my horses, and how I make sure that they stay happy, healthy, and tuned in without burning myself out or feeling guilty. I think there's a lot of pressure in the horse world to always be doing more. More rides, more training sessions, more progress. But the reality is, most people in the horse world have jobs, they have families, they have responsibilities, and they go through seasons where horses cannot be the center focus every single day. And that doesn't make you a bad horse person. That makes you a human, and a realistic human being at that. Over the years, I've learned that stepping back from formal training doesn't mean that I'm stepping back from horsemanship. It just means that I'm shifting what I'm prioritizing. First and foremost, the thing that I focus on during busy seasons is daily care. Even when I'm not riding consistently or training, my horse's basic needs are front and center and non-negotiable. And that means consistent feeding, good hay, clean water, and regular checks. I pay extra attention to things like their weight, their feet, their coats, and just their overall demeanor as well. Especially this time of year, we're heading in to the tail end of winter, which can be very hard on a horse. I want to make sure that they're coming out of winter in the best shape possible. And if you have those daily non-negotiable needs taken care of, you're doing a lot more than I think you might be giving yourself credit for. Horses don't fall apart because we missed a ride. They fall apart when their foundational care is lacking. When I don't have time to train my horses, I like to put more of an emphasis on handling my horses. Leading politely, standing while they're tied, picking up their feet, making sure they're respectful about my space, and staying out of my bubble. All of those little things on the ground matter just as much as riding. I may only have 10 to 15 minutes if I'm lucky, and I'm going to use that time intentionally. Because a horse that is calm and respectful on the ground is a horse that's likely going to continue to be tuned into me once I do have more time on my hands and I do have the opportunity to ride again. Another thing I do is keep movement simple and low pressure. That might mean hand walking or the short occasional groundwork session. It's nothing super intense, and it's definitely nothing that requires a big mental load from me or my horse. The last thing that I need when I am busy, especially at work, is an additional mental load when I get home and go to the barn. And you have to keep in mind that the goal is not progress here, obviously. Like, we're doing the bare minimum here. The goal is maintenance. We're keeping their joints moving, we're keeping their mind relaxed, and we're just keeping those routines familiar to my horse. I've found that horses actually do really well with this, especially during these busy or stressful periods of our lives. Letting go of the guilt around all of this is something that I've really had to come to terms with, and I'll be honest, I still have issues with it from time to time, just this guilt of not utilizing my horses fully year round, but it's something that I'm working on. I used to think that if I was not riding my horses, rain or shine, snow, whatever, if I was not riding them 6 days a week, that I was failing. But I've slowly come to the realization that pushing to the point of exhaustion serves absolutely no one, especially not my horse. Horses are incredibly adaptable. And you have to remember, they're not sitting in the pasture wondering why you haven't come to saddle up today. That's not how they operate. I've definitely noticed that, I might have a really stressful day at the office, and I think that the exact thing that I need is to go to the barn and ride my horse and blow off some steam. But actually, sometimes that isn't the right thing to do, even though it sounds fantastic. My older gelding Junior was really good about, regardless of what mental state I came to the barn in, I could be a complete frazzled mess. I could be actively crying, and he would just take it all in. He would absorb it like a sponge, let it roll off his back, and we would have a ride, and I would feel so much better afterwards. Diesel, on the other hand, who is now my main horse, he is a lot more sensitive than Junior. If I come to the barn and I am super stressed out, my brain is somewhere else, and I'm just super wound up tight, he picks up on that immediately, and he doesn't tolerate it. I don't know if he thinks that, I think he thinks something's wrong, or like maybe he's doing something he shouldn't be, but he'll get kind of sassy with me, pin ears, swish tail kind of thing, and we never have a good ride. And it's been really hard for me because, like I said, when I'm in one of those states, absolutely what I want to do is just go for a ride and just like let my worries be left behind me. It doesn't work with Diesel. It does not work. I'm better off maybe taking him for a hand walk, or maybe just brushing him and leaving him alone for the day, because we just end up bashing heads and it doesn't work. So again, I just kind of have to remind myself, Diesel's not going to fall apart if I miss 1, 2, however many rides. He's not sitting there checking his watch wondering where the heck I am. No. Horses care about things that we don't even consider, like consistency, like just having a calm energy and just feeling safe in their environment. That's what horses care about. I've had horses at this point long enough to know that nothing with horses in terms of progress is linear. You have to play the very long game. There are seasons of growth, there are seasons of maintenance, and unfortunately, there might even be seasons where you're taking a step back. It is literally just part of the process. It's all necessary, it's all completely normal, and just something you kind of have to ride out. When I remind myself that this is a long game, I can step back as needed and then come back feeling motivated, refreshed, and a lot more present, which that's a huge part. When I'm in that frazzled state, I am not present. My mind is elsewhere, as I said. I can come back after taking that step back, come back to the barn, feeling way more present and ready to be working with my horse. And like I said, my horses are always going to be there, God willing, ready for us to pick up exactly where we left off. So if you're in one of those, I guess, non-ideal situations, maybe it's because of work or family stuff, or you have some health things going on, or whatever else life has decided to throw your way, give yourself permission to do less, to step back without feeling guilt. Your horses don't need perfection. They require effort, 100%. You do need to put in the effort. They do not require perfection. Again, they need consistency, they need care, they need to feel safe. And on top of that, they need a version of you that is not running on empty. It's not fair to you to be working with them while you're on empty, and it's not fair to them for you to be showing up running on empty. Take a step back. Take the season you're in for what it's worth. Do what you can. Life ebbs and flows. There will be a time, again, your horses are out there waiting for you. They will be there when you have a chance to come back. And sometimes that's all we can do with this crazy, crazy world that we're living in. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also remember that you can find me everywhere at Strong in the Saddle. I will just say, if you would prefer to listen to these in podcast format, just in your earpods, I am on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can find me there. And until next time, remember, it's always a good day to ride.